What person got a teen pregnancy that really surprised you? My sister Naomi got pregnant at 16, and nobody in our family believed her. Not because she was lying, because our parents spent 9 months insisting she was just stress eating. I was 14 when I delivered my niece on our bathroom floor. It happened on a spring afternoon while our parents were at work. Naomi had been complaining about back pain all morning, her enormous belly visible under her sweatshirt. Around noon, she doubled over, making sounds I'd never heard before, deep, primal groans that terrified me. I grabbed my phone to call our parents. Naomi stopped me, her hand clamping around my wrist. "They won't believe me," she said, tears streaming. "They'll just yell at me for being dramatic." She was right. For 9 months, our parents had treated her obvious pregnancy like an elaborate attention-seeking scheme. They'd accused her of stuffing pillows under her shirt. They homeschooled her starting in January to hide her from neighbors. When she showed them positive pregnancy tests, our father ripped them up and said she was trying to ruin the family's reputation. When Naomi's water broke, soaking through her sweatpants onto the couch, I understood this was really happening. I called 911 3 times during those 2 hours. The dispatcher said an ambulance was coming, but there was a major accident on the highway. 30 minutes turned into an hour. Meanwhile, Naomi was screaming so loud I was sure neighbors would hear, but nobody came. The baby came fast once Naomi started pushing. 1 minute she was screaming, and the next, there was a head crowning. Dark hair, matted and slick. Then the entire baby slid out onto the bathroom floor in a rush of blood and fluid. The baby didn't cry immediately. She just lay there, skin grayish blue, completely silent. I thought she was dead. Then she gasped and let out a weak cry that grew stronger. I grabbed towels and wrapped her up, staring at this impossibly small person in my arms. A girl, 7 pounds, 3 ounces of undeniable proof. The ambulance finally arrived 20 minutes after the baby was born. I called my parents from the hospital waiting room. My mother answered, sounding annoyed. "Naomi had a baby," I said. "You need to come right now." My mother laughed. Actually laughed. "You're not funny," she said. "I don't appreciate pranks." When I insisted it was real, her voice went cold. "You're lying just like Naomi. I'll deal with both of you when I get home." Then she hung up. A social worker named Diane came to talk to me an hour later. I told her everything. How Naomi had been obviously pregnant for months. How our parents refused to acknowledge it. How they'd denied her medical care and kept her isolated at home. Diane wrote everything down. Then she told me she'd called Child Protective Services. My parents stormed into the hospital 3 hours later, demanding to know what stunt we were pulling. When they saw Naomi holding a newborn baby, they both froze. My mother started crying these strange, gasping sobs. My father's face turned red and he started shouting. Not at Naomi, but at the hospital staff. He refused to believe the baby was real, even when nurses showed him the birth certificate. That's when Diane stepped in with hospital security. She calmly informed my parents that because they'd denied their pregnant teenage daughter medical care for 9 months, CPS would investigate their fitness as guardians. They wouldn't be taking Naomi or the baby home tonight. My father exploded, threatening to call the police. Diane remained completely calm. "I've already coordinated with law enforcement. You can either cooperate or leave immediately." He stormed out. My mother followed without speaking. 4 weeks into the investigation, Naomi finally told the truth about the baby's father, our youth pastor, David Keller, a married man in his 30s who'd groomed her for months, convinced her their relationship was blessed by God, then told her to keep quiet when she got pregnant. The police moved fast. Statutory rape, sexual abuse of a minor, DNA evidence proving David was the father. The arrest happened during Sunday service. Detectives waited until David finished his sermon before approaching him at the pulpit. They announced they had a warrant for his arrest in front of the entire congregation for statutory rape and sexual abuse of a minor. The sanctuary erupted. His wife screamed. Church members demanded answers. David just stood there with his head down as they handcuffed him and read him his rights. By Monday morning, everyone knew the 16-year-old girl was Naomi, the same girl whose parents had called her a liar for 9 months while a predator walked free. David pleaded guilty. 15 years, no parole for 10. My parents completed their court-ordered therapy, but Naomi never moved back home. She stayed in foster care, finished high school, built a life without them. Sometimes survival is the most surprising outcome of all.